Aren't you going to say hello? It's the power. Here's Johnny.
Uncle Sam is a horror film from 1996 that follows the titular Uncle Sam, Sam Harper that is, dying in Kuwait and after being sent back to his family in America, comes back to life by the sheer will to protect America's image and wreak havoc on his unpatriotic hometown. And as you can probably surmise by that description, Uncle Sam is easily one of the most unique and creative horror films that I have seen thus far. The first 35 minutes or so is the setup for the film, and while it is kind of groan-inducing, it is important for the characters and setting up the story and its identity. One of the scenes that is a highlight of the movie and that really delves into Jodie's character is the scene where Jodie talks to Shep from South Park. In this scene, we really get to see just what Jodie's thoughts are on war and death and the like, and just what kind of person Uncle Sam was. Earlier, he was noted to have been a drunk and a runaway, who was feared by his wife. And here we learn that he loved killing and had a deep anger inside him that he had to let out. But what were Jodie's thoughts on death and war? Well, he felt it would be better to die in a war than to die in his sleep since he's gonna die anyway, and that in war there are heroes, and during this entire conversation, Shep is horrified and trying to admonish him, to convince him that there are no heroes or glory and to get the idea of joining the armed forces out of his head. As he puts it, things ain't like they used to be when we knew who and what we knew we were fighting for. Hitler and Tojo and Mussolini. We knew what we had to do and why. Today it's all mixed up. Nobody knows the whys and why-fers, Sonny. And during this whole interaction, Jodie seems like he has a quiet anger and resentment at being told this, with Shep noting that Jodie ain't gonna listen to him. The scene ends with Jodie being told that there are no heroes, only crazy men who when given a ribbon and sent on home, are told to never be crazy again. Now if I'm being honest, Uncle Sam isn't necessarily a great movie, but it is a fun and refreshingly original movie that's good enough to be worth watching for fans of the slasher genre. Although if you're looking for gore you will be disappointed as only a few of the deaths are actually gory. In fact, the first actually gory kill doesn't take place until about an hour in, or 2/3 of the movie. Uncle Sam kind of feels almost like a PG-13 horror film, and whether or not this was deliberate to make it more marketable or because they wanted to make a smarter movie or got screwed over by the MPAA I can't say. In spite of this, the kills in Uncle Sam are unique, such as being lynched on a flagpole, death by barbecue, and death by fireworks. The main issue with the film, in spite of how fun it is that it kinda of just plods along and as DVD Verdict reviewed it, and a level of suspense that rivals clipping your toenails in a well-lit room. It was definitely a budget movie that didn't have the best focus and didn't go far enough in its social commentary but at least does a fine job at trying, which it does deal with a lot of politics from different perspectives, including draft dodging, survivor's guilt, what makes a good soldier, and patriotism to name a bit. Perhaps with more time or budget or effort or more talented people it would get more recognition, but as it stands it's a fairly forgotten movie in the sea of slashers. Overall I'd say Uncle Sam is a solid 7 out of 10. And that'll be the video. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it please be sure to follow me on social media.